Hello, welcome to my space. My name is Lindsay. This is my channel, A Piece of Gaia. And today we're going to be doing a reading, kind of just a timeless reading. I'm not really putting any definition on it, but we are going to get a little bit of a love message for each one of the readings. We'll be doing 3 readings. But first I thought I would do something special with you before we got started. Just because I haven't picked my card of the day this morning yet, and thought maybe we could do that together. So I hope you all are doing well today, having a lovely day wherever you are in the world, whatever time you are watching this, that is the perfect time. All right, so let's get a card of the day, please. What is our card of the day? Okay, Hyacinth, magical properties, love, comfort, and happiness. All right, so maybe some of you are definitely here to hear the little love message that's going to be added at the end. All right, so your pick today is going to come from this deck here. The Believe in Your Magic Oracle deck by Amanda Lovelace. It's a fun little deck. Having fun with it. Here. All right, so the timestamps are going to be listed down below for this is number 1, number 2, and number 3, and I will see you in your selected reading. Hello to those of you who selected reading number 1 with card number 21, Clover. Release your guilt. It's funny, this card actually, the side view of this person looks familiar to a person that I know. I see a lot of 4-leaf clovers in this card. I have found so many 4-leaf clovers this last year. I planted a bunch of clovers as ground cover in my garden, and like every other day that I would go out there, I would find a 4-leaf clover, sometimes even like a 5 or a 6. But I have a whole collection of them, and I was gonna make like something to put on my wall. I don't know, but it seems like 4-leaf clovers. So I'm feeling like luck is more abundant than you might think, is what the message that I'm getting here. And if you're feeling doubtful at the time, it might be because something that you are holding on to, I'm feeling. So back to our message here, what I was feeling is luck is more abundant than you think at this time. This time that you're watching this. I'm also feeling like maybe there is something between a friendship, that there was a burned bridge between a friendship, and I'm feeling the message to tell you that this was necessary to happen, and that there's no real way of going back, of course, and rewriting the story. This was necessary. Inevitably, this was going to happen in one form or another, and maybe this was even the lesser form. And even though maybe you harbor a lot of guilt about something, about this friendship or anything, you know, any kind of guilt can really start to resonate as kind of this energy that we carry with us. And it almost, it lowers our posture too. Like I feel messages coming through just from my personal experience with this, with a parent. You know, I feel like sometimes every parent, even like, it doesn't matter. I feel like if you are a parent, there's never going to be a moment, even if you give your child the world, there's never going to be a moment where you feel like you're doing your best. You're always going to feel like you're not measuring up, or people are doing better than you. I feel like a lot of comparison energy coming through as well. So I'm feeling like this fire is really showing me this pure form of release. Maybe we need to do some kind of a ritual. Maybe we need to cleanse the space that we pray, or we have our altar, or the space where we find sacred most in our heart, our home, that hearth area of your home. Maybe if it's your kitchen, maybe it could be your fireplace. It could be any space in your house. Have some kind of releasing, it could even just be a very quick, brief release ritual. These days, I don't like to spend too much time really having a whole big drawn out ritual, unless it's something very, very significant, or the planet's, it's like a once in a lifetime kind of alignment, or something special is happening in the stars. Maybe I might do something more elaborate. But for me to continue, is what I'm saying, for me to be able to continue my spiritual path and do all the necessary things that it is to be the type of witch that I am, I have to sometimes do things in a minimal way, to where I'm just like, okay, that's gone, whoosh, and I cast, the energy. And that way I can keep it light, I can keep it bright, I can keep it moving. Where this is feeling really heavy and dense, like these girls are kind of like way down to the ground with this feeling, like on their knees, like here. It's just like, I feel like there's this pull toward you, maybe even focusing on yourself a little bit more at this time, and that's what it's asking. And that might be hard for you, because in those moments of silence, you're left with this voice inside of your head that's like telling you these stories. And another word of advice that's coming through from Spirit, is that I've gotten many times, is to do your gratitude list in your head. Like sometimes when I mow the lawn, or when I'm doing a tedious task that I don't really particularly want to do, I start having negative thoughts coming through my head, and stuff about a neighbor, or stuff about a friend, or stuff about, all these past things just entering into my mind. And what I do in that moment when I feel tortured by my own thoughts, and I could speak from experience with tortured thoughts, because I'm a Scorpio. And if you know anything about Scorpios on the outside act like everything's hunky-dory, but in the inside will be tortured with their thoughts. And they will never let you know this. And this is why I think a lot of times Scorpio can be very secretive, because they're not going to why would they burden you with all that in their head? So sometimes it may appear that they're lying, or they're not being sincere with you, or they're not being genuine about their energy, because they have to kind of fake it to make it in moments. So that's just a side message, I guess, for someone. But as I am seeing with this red hair, with this fire, I'm just feeling like this Mars energy coming through as well. This might be a heavy message for an Aries. I feel like if you have a birthday that's on the 21st, there's something about your appearance. You're very lovely. You're made to be. This number is a number of beauty. If you're born on this day, and there's something about you, this is very, very niche specific message. This is a cusp energy. Okay. There's a lot of versatility to what you've been gifted in this lifetime. And I'm having kind of like I had some of my tea, but I'm having like some burps. And when I have burps while I'm doing readings, I feel like there's a lot of pent up energy that's rising up to the top. And maybe you might not be able to keep something in. And maybe you're needing to release something. And this might be a fiery message. This might be something that you're kind of dreading going into, but what I'm hearing is it's not going to be as bad as you might think. Maybe you might be making a big deal out of it in your head, but really it's going to be simple when you just go through it and get it over with. All right, so we're going to put that message up here. And if you didn't see me pull the card of the day, we got the Hyacinth with love, comfort, and happiness. So I feel like above whatever is really going on in the messages today, the biggest message is to remember what finds, you in that space of love. What comforts you, what brings you happiness. Joy is one of the 7 forms of enlightenment, or energies of enlightenment. So being in that state really helps you to open your consciousness and be more aware of the world around you, and you know, we don't get trapped into the petty stuff that maybe guilt, you know, and other forms of lower consciousness can really drag our energy down. So I'm feeling like there's this lift up in your energy, and you're going to be feeling pretty darn good here. So let's get you a tarot card message from the Woodland Wardens. Yeah, something is coming to completion. 10, yeah. All right. So yeah, there's that Mars energy coming through from the Emperor, like I had felt. You know, there's that Scorpio or Aries energy. Then we have Scorpio in this card as well with some other signs. But what I'm really feeling here is all this energy that's coming to an end is leading you to this big epiphany. And it's gonna really set you up to make you feel like you are in charge of things. And there's this like drive that you have to succeed, and to also, I'm hearing, to, you know, be a person who maybe even lifts the burden off of others' shoulders because of some of the messages that you carry. And maybe someone else is holding a lot of guilt. You know, maybe there's a lot of energy. I'm just feeling like the 10 of Wands is always just like the most, you know, energy, where I'm feeling like this fire right here, this being the most of the fire. It's like something is coming to an end. It's like the final blaze is setting forth, and then that chapter has come to an end. And I feel like there is something of accomplishment here. I'm feeling like the sense of renewal. Also, the dragonfly energy is giving me so many messages, but mostly a message of transformation, a connection with air and water as well. Maybe you are a cusp. When we talked about 21st being a cusp energy, you don't have to be born on the 21st, but if you are a cusp of some type, maybe you are a air water cusp. Okay. And I'm also feeling that sometimes if you are a cusp, let's do a little message for that, because I feel like that is I might even do a reading just for the cusps because I feel like this is a very difficult position to be in, because it's at the end of the energy. And sometimes, like with this reading is telling me, it's like you have this very powerful energy in you that wants to come forward, and it really is craving to be seen, be recognized, be stripped of everything, and just really see you as a person, as a core, not like your accomplishments, not things that you've done so much, but things that are more like about who you have become, this character developed that is you now. There's something to that. And I feel like it also is about your moral character here. The Emperor is coming through to say, and that energy of this very noble kind of move forward, and the things that you do. Like I feel like you don't waste a lot of time doing things that are not going to have a lot of meaning to them. You want to put a lot of meaning into the energy that you're giving. And I'm feeling that the Emperor says within 4 months, it's saying 4 months, there's a timing coming through, 4 months time to a year next year. Something's going to start within 4 months, and then within a year from now, something's really going to take off. There's going to be something really elevating within your consciousness that is this idea that's taking form, that's going to need a lot of energy to push forward. And I feel like that's why we were wanting to lighten up, get that release, get into that purity energy, get into that joy and that receptive energy of just receiving that comforting, loving, happiness kind of energy, instead of maybe some of the more negative aspects. And like we had talked about, guilt being one of those things that we're human, we all have it. It could be guilt over not sharing your lunch on a day with a friend in the 5th grade, or something just something silly. Like, I don't know, I'm just trying to come up with something that's silly, that's like from the past, that you could revisit in your mind, and like it's just something that you're like, I wish I would have done that. And it's like, you can't really change the past, but you can change the way that you feel about it, because if you keep going there, your mind doesn't really know the difference between being there or not. So you're basically time traveling into the past, and that can really make you sad. And it can be something where you're doing it in like an addictive way. I'm feeling with this energy as well. It's like you could be pushing yourself to the limit, because it's like I could feel the opposite of, because I feel sometimes like people reject happiness, and I've done this even myself, because it's like we don't deserve it because you have this guilt. And like I've for many years have had, this weird guilt that I feel like, yes, I've had some things in my past that I've had to, really fix and be in a different energy, and really be a different person, I guess. Instead of, kind of an immature energy that didn't know any better, had ignorance. And rising that consciousness, I feel, is when we understand that joy is something that is just readily available. You can have it in this moment, you can have it right now, and if you don't have it, then there needs to be a view on what you have in your life. Do a reassessment. Like I said, do some gratitude list. Because I'm telling you, I know it sounds corny, but once you get through this list of appreciating the things that you have, and like really focusing in and not, really graying out or blinding out those comparison energies, and you have that laser focus on what you have, it is so powerful. Like, it can take me from a mood where I just want to scrap everything. I can be very dramatic. Like, I create. I'm a creative. I am a Scorpio. I can be very intense sometimes about things. I'm obsessed with things. Like, I collect too many plants. I collect too many cards. I take on a lot of too much energy. So this message is for someone who's in this energy just like myself, where sometimes it's like you're a lot. Well, I'm feeling like it's okay. Like, it's okay to be that way, but it's also okay to gain more consciousness over what is really going on with you, because that's going to bring you a lot of peace when you can, maybe conform or change some of the things that you feel like are just ingrained habits and rituals that you perpetuate constantly. And I feel like it could, the Emperor comes through also to say that this message could be coming from a parental figure of some type, somebody who raised you. This could be a father, a grandfather. This could even be just a very masculine mother figure who was a single mother, and she tried to give you the world. She worked the hardest she could work, and you saw a way out of not doing things the way she was doing them. Maybe this gave you guilt. That's another message. And like, I'm really feeling like this entire reading for you is your first step, this first step into this new energy, because it's over. Whatever you're feeling, it's like, I'm here to tell you, congratulations. You've passed the test. You're done. You're on to the next level. And this level is going to be one that has a little bit more responsibility to it, but it's going to give you more safety, security, and peace of mind in knowing that you have this self-worth that you've given yourself because of the steps that you've taken. And maybe cutting some people off, was necessary. And maybe you have some guilt about that as well. I mean, I sure do. I mean, my journey, the way that it's been, I've had a lot of unfavorable people around me in the past that I've had to distance myself from. And it wasn't easy, because a lot of those people I was helping, whether it was mentally or in some capacity, I was helping them. And I had to distance myself from that help because it wasn't reciprocal. And I'm feeling like maybe that's also a burden that you're releasing, right? Because we can't hold on to what we don't really, in our energy that isn't ours. I feel like this is slipping out of the hands. You want to hold a bunch of sticks like this, yeah, go ahead and try. But one of those sticks is going to be falling out of your hands a few steps down the road. And so it's not all your energy to carry. It's meant to slip away from you. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get some more messages here from the deck that kind of goes with this. This is the Woodland Wardens Oracle deck. Some more messages for those that selected group 1. All right, we have the porcupine and anemone with boundaries. We have the ladybug and the sweet pea with happiness. And the chipmunk and the laurel with success. How about that? See, your reading is very positive. I mean, I may have went into some negative things because a lot of the time I don't do reversals, and so I just read the cards as the energy faces up against itself and what could be in whatever I'm feeling. So I don't have to, obviously I don't have to tell you, but you're probably a card reader yourself. So the porcupine and the anemone. Okay, I wasn't reading that right. Anemone. So it's basically, it's that flower, if I'm probably not pronouncing that. So I'm thinking that this flower grows on the edges and boundaries of things. But also I'm feeling like boundaries are very important. This card right here really signifies that as well, with this garland encapsulated around the character in this depiction, because without boundaries, I feel that message that's coming through, givers need to have boundaries because takers have none. And if you've heard me say that again, you know, I'll probably say it many more times because I say it all the time. I especially say it to my partner because he is Mr., you know, like Captain Save it, save somebody, you know, like he's always trying to help and save and do, and like he has to like stop himself sometimes, and I have to tell him too, like I'm like, hey, you know, like, are you getting anything in return from this? So I'm feeling like that message is also coming through, because there's this happiness that's wanting to find you, this reciprocal happiness. And there's a lot of success within these moves that you're going to be making, I feel. These decisions that you're going to be making as this responsible figure. You're going to get a lot of also accolades, I feel, from this. That's a great message. Okay, so let's get a message from Ganesh here. Or elephant spirits, I like to say. Removing boulders from our lives. What is the message here for those that selected group 1? Positive outlook. Lovely. 29 and 24 with wholeness with the heart chakra. Oh, yeah. I feel that heart chakra is really opening up for you. There is definitely something. We will get a love message as well, but the positive outlook with number 29 is showing me the 29 going into the 30s. Like, you are so like about to have a great result, this successful result. You will be so happy from this. And then moving forward, maybe it's because of the boundaries that you created that you're so successful in the situation. But moving forward, you know, the positive outlook is really dependent on, you know, creating these boundaries, because I feel like it is within this, like, you create a wholeness, and it's not like you're seeking outside approval or outside attention or needing, you don't need anything. You're feeling this completeness within you, and that is just such a lovely, lovely message. Let's go ahead and see what zodiac signs are going to be around you most, and a little love message. Okay. Zodiac signs, or what is there's other cards in here besides zodiac signs. What is the astrology here? What's the astrology message? We have the North Node, destined to have. We have Virgo with integrity, reverence, and service. And we have Neptune with dream and transcend. Ooh, so we did not get very many signs. So it's funny, I am a North Node in Virgo. So a little message for me, a little side message. Awesome. And I'm, which would be Pisces South Node, so that's funny. Okay, so dream and transcend is really, I'm feeling like there's more practicality that is coming into your life. A more way to be able to work something, because maybe before you had a little bit of an impractical approach. Like I even am having this message for myself because I feel like it's even about this specific channel that I'm doing. I mean, I'm fairly new. I mean, I didn't do it for many years and then I came back. So it's like I didn't really do all the like business stuff that I was supposed to do, like with the AdSense and all that, and I'm working on that. But I still want to be able to put out my videos, because really this channel is like, wasn't about a business, wasn't about me making money. It was just about me, helping my own mental health whilst also helping others along my journey if they find resonance with what I speak. So yeah. So I feel like whatever you're moving forward with, I feel like you can really do no wrong, because the World card really signifies this very positive energy. You've got positive outlook. You have this beautiful wholeness energy. You have this release of maybe some guilt that you've been really hanging on to that's going to lighten your load. And when you do that, I just feel like that Virgo energy coming through is like, you will be blessed with so much. I feel like there's the 9 or the 8, 9, 10 of Pentacles is coming through to kind of be a part of this energy, because that's Virgo energy. And I feel like 8, 9, and 10 of Pentacles is kind of that beautiful ending to what you've worked so hard for. And it's like moving forward. It may, if it's money, that's great, but I'm feeling just like a sense of like physical worth, this physical feeling that you're going to have within your being, within your body. Also just Virgo connecting to the planet Mercury, your mental clarity is going to feel really good. And I think that's why this dream and transcend with Neptune, it's like it's opening this gateway and this portal I'm feeling to bring in more energy in times that you're kind of in download time, like dream time. So yeah. So I think also this is highlighting to keep your integrity, keep your reverence, and be of service when you can, and when it's something that is you deem that is going to be worthy of your service. And not that it has to 100% be reciprocal if it's a service to someone, if you're doing something out of the kindness of your heart, but make sure that it's not something that someone's trying to steal away your energy. I don't really feel like that is coming through too much, but other than that, the message here from the Emperor that he is very cautious about who he surrounds himself with, because his time is very precious and your time is very precious. Okay. All right. So let's get you a love message. This deck here. What is the love message for those that selected group 1? Oh, that snow outside makes things so quiet. And my heater, I've heard just my heater kick off, and I can hear my dog snoring in the next room through the wall. So it is quiet. With the Wheel of Fortune. All right, that's perfect for this whole reading, but also in love, like it's like you hit the jackpot. Something about your love message is coming through to say you hit the jackpot. Knight of Pentacles and 9 of Cups. Whatever you wish for right now, I feel like your energy is really potent. you're on fire. Like, I just feel like there is something very powerful about your energy right now. And I'm feeling like have that confidence, have that confidence to move forward. And also, what's meant for you is going to come to you. I feel, this is so cute. Yeah, this is another message for me as well. I love this because such good energy. I just love these cards today. Thank you so much, Spirit. And my kitty's meowing at the door. Give me attention, please. I'm so bored. All right. So, all right. 9 of Cups. So the message in the 9 of Cups is telling me that not only be careful what you wish for, but make sure it's something that you actually really, really want. I mean, I think you can be picky right now. So, allow yourself to go there, because I feel like there is maybe a slow moving knight approaching. If you are this princess and there is this knight coming towards you, there is a slow moving energy to that. So things might progress slowly in your relationship with this person. Maybe that's something you want, but I'm feeling like you're going to be very expressive about how you feel. If that's this person that's very expressively in love, they're not going to hold back. They're not going to shy away from telling you exactly how they feel, maybe even a little bit too much, because I'm seeing with her with that phone, maybe is a lot of time spent, a lot of energy spent. They're really wanting of your energy. And if this person is younger than you or you are younger than this person, I feel like that's probably a good thing in this energy, because I'm sensing that one of you is really needing that younger or older, depending on how your situation is, they need that energy in their life because it helps balance them out. I'm sensing this real sense of balance that moving forward, because we have this kind of ending, but also this success that's coming through when all this is said and done, because we have this positive outlook, meaning when all is really said and done, things are going to be positive for you. So if this is also a financial reading for you, finances are going to be looking up. I feel like that might even help you in the love department. If you are single, a message is coming through that there will be lots of options in love, and make sure to be picky. Make sure that you when you're spinning that wheel of if you're online and you're swiping through and spinning that swipe reel, just make sure that you look at all the details about that person. Really try to get a vibe of a sense of how they write things, how they, because you can get caught up in the way things look sometimes, I feel, when it comes to this type of dating style. But just make sure you really do your homework on just feeling out the energy of this person. Especially if you're a woman watching this, you really want to do, spend a little bit of time to get to know what some of the red flags are about this person. We go out there every day, and I've even heard many of my men friends say that they are surprised that women just go out and date men constantly because they're like, well, okay, bye, I don't know if I'll come back tonight, but making jokes. It's like, don't. So, just do your homework. Maybe if it's somebody, make sure you tell a friend. I'm kind of like a mom like that. I will tell people that are single, stuff like that. But it's also very much up to you. And we're in a digital age, don't be naive. You can find out, like I've said in the past, you can find out if someone's a creep in like 2 seconds. So just give it a try, And if they have like nothing on their socials, that's also a red flag. So, just be smart. I'm hearing just be smart, because you are. Yes. Especially the Knight of Pentacles says practical, being very practical. And maybe that might be the type of person that you might be interested in. Or maybe you're interested in the lovey-dovey type, the artistic type. Who knows what your preferences are? I mean, I don't know how many people are going to end up watching this video. So there's going to be a lot of energy coming through here. Yeah. So back to that single message, just this card says, keep your integrity, keep your reverence about you. And B is saying, you know, be in service of yourself. I feel also like, yes, you want to be interested because that's interesting, but you also want to be somebody who is like inquisitive. I feel like this page energy is very inquisitive, and it's okay to ask a lot of questions. It's okay to, you know, approach the situation with a curiosity, because when you do that, then you can move forward in a way that's going to be a little more steady and honoring of your situation. I just feel like that integrity, you know, honoring each other's integrity moving forward. And also I feel like when you do the right things and you make the right steps, that wheel turns very nicely for you and you will get all those little just rewards. Okay, so let's get you an ending message here. Ooh, all right. Okay, so we have the old one, ancestors call, seek their wisdom. We have the spell singer, cast spells of wonder and delight. And you have strange journeys, take control of your quest, choose your companions wisely. And seed spells, create your story, it is the most potent form of magic. I'll get you one more. And this one here, the Mandragora Mother, find the secrets hidden in the brambles. Yeah, so I think you're picking up the message, like how they were synchronistically going together here with what I just said. But that is all the messages I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me in my space. And if you feel so called, come and see me again. For now, I'm only doing Saturdays in the winter time. I don't know when that's going to change, but I think once a week for me is pretty good because I do have a lot of other tasks on my hands. But I'm wishing you all a lovely day ahead, a lovely week ahead, and come back and see me again sometime. All right, bye-bye. Hello to those of you who selected group number 2 with this card number 28 with protest, start a revolution. Woo! Yeah, feeling that energy. I just feeling the energy from my chai oat milk latte. But yeah, so also feeling like there's something up against the forces that be. I'm feeling like the Hierophant in reversed. Like you're going up against the man, so to speak. Maybe there is something about government that you are involved in. I'm also feeling there's something to do with equal rights, something about rights. Lots of messages coming through with this one, but we will correlate those with our tarot. And so I hope you all are doing well today, having a good day, and not too terrible. Our daily message today, if you did not see the beginning, is the hyacinth with love, comfort, and happiness. So I feel whatever turmoil that is going on within your life, there is still a chance for that to end up in a positive way, and to comfort yourself in ways that you make you feel happy at this time. You know, what do you love to do? What are things that really light your eyes up? All right, what are the messages for those that selected group 2? Feeling a very strong feminine energy from that. I mean, these cards, they pretty much depict a lot of that, but I feel like there is also something coming through with women's rights specifically. We have Ace of Cups, 6 of Wands, Knight of Wands, and the Devil. Of course, group 2, always, you guys. Always getting up your shenanigans in your relationships. Well, hopefully we can come through with a good message here. All right, I just got axolotl earrings. Oh, I love them so much. They're like blue and pink little axolotls. They're so cute. Yeah, I'm feeling a repression. There's some suppression, repression. I'm feeling like this could be self-imposed. But ultimately, this reading is showing me there is success in the movements that you make, especially the ones that come from a place of passion and a place from the heart, something where it's like you have this real strong energy to make change in the world. Okay. And then the Ace of Cups is coming through to say, you know, that message that I said with the daily message. Do what you love, do what you're passionate about, because this cup is being handed to you. It's going to be very full. This feeling is going to be very fulfilling to you. If this is a relationship, this is a yes. This is a go for it. There's, you know, a lot of energy that you're going to have to put forward. There might be some red flags involved, but I'm feeling like there's all kinds of things in a relationship that are challenging, and I'm feeling also the opposite of that. If you're wanting to leave a relationship, this is showing me that it's like you're going to need a lot of anger under your belt, but use it constructively. Use it to move forward. Don't use it to move backwards. That's a message that's coming through. Okay, let's go ahead and get another message from the deck that goes with this deck here. This is the Oracle deck for the Woodland Wardens. Okay. So we have the Turtle and the Coriander Satisfaction. Yeah, I feel like a lot of this energy that you're going to be putting forth, you're going to be very satisfied with the result. Very satisfied. We have the Goat and the Willow, overcoming obstacles. Amazing. Yeah, you guys, I want to be on your side. What you guys got going on? You're working very hard towards a very successful goal. Whoa! And they want to tell me all about it. We're going to pick this one. That one. Oh. That one came from group number 1 as well. I'll give you this one too. Just to put a little negativity. We can't have it too peachy keen. No, we have to have some negativity in there. I'm just kidding. But this one says deceit. So the Coyote and the Tura. I'm feeling like this very necessary energy because coyotes are like scavengers, and they're at the level of scavenger where they might come in at the end and really wrap things up, because they're going to be a little more afraid to even come in when there's like eagles and wolves and things like that. So I feel like this energy of like wrapping things up, like something, it's like this is the last time. That's what I heard too. This is the last time. This isn't gonna happen again. I'm hearing a rare bloom. And you know what? Since I'm hearing that, with your group, I'm gonna read out of the book because I think there's a message for you. In the Victorian language of flowers, Datura warns of deceitful charms. It's a beautiful flower, but extremely poisonous, and said to be an ingredient in the salve that allows witches to fly on broomsticks. Likewise, coyotes are often depicted as tricksters known for their slyness and cunning. Yeah, and they have to be, like I said, they're smaller of the dog, so they're like a little more shy to come in, and so they got to be kind of tricky and like sneaky and get in there at the last moment. So okay, whoosh. Since this is such a since group, okay, so I'll read. So beware of charming stranger, Before opening up to someone new, consider what they may have to gain from your trust. Okay. So, I mean, but there were so many positive messages. There really was. And I just feel like this, I'm looking at this as like success over adversity, success over, I'm also just hearing like not doing things the normal traditional way. Like I'd said, I saw the Hierophant reversed in this card. So, and also, you know, everybody knows about this guy, even though I said, oh, I have these cute axolotl earrings. Like I caught myself distracted because see, there might be some distractions. Okay. I'm feeling like if you want to have this person, like you've lured them in, like it's not going to be that difficult. But also this card says that you should be a little bit cautious of this person because we all know about this knight. I mean, those of us who know about tarot, this is the this is the hot yoga instructor on your Bermuda vacation. This is the jeez. This is that guy that has the crappy job, but you sure do want to like try to hook up with him at least once. Oh, I don't know, that's funny. But I'm feeling like whatever you choose, you're going to be successful, even if you go into this scenario knowing how this situation's going to be. It's like, yes, you may see these red flags, but this is a tempting offer, and it's like, I just feel this reading is kind of guiding me to say, if you're single watching this, like, have some fun, you know? Like, have some fun, especially I'm feeling, have some fun with your girlfriend, especially if you're recently divorced, broken up with, or you broke up with somebody. It's a whole new world for you right now. You're entering into like literally like a whole new dimension of energy, because when you're in one energy of being in a relationship, it's like this whole world. So breaking outside of that world, you're finding all new types of worlds. And it's also this message to say, don't get like so attached to another obstacle, you know, overcome, you know, be satisfied yourself. The turtle is saying like, seek it out yourself, be satisfied yourself. I'm also hearing like the turtle is kind of this lone character, but it has moments when it basks in the sun and hangs out with its other turtle buddies. But it's mostly on its own, foraging for food on its own, doing its thing. The female leaves the water and goes and has babies. And like, there's this separation that I feel from energies that maybe we were clinging onto from the past. And you're just like getting this whole new lease on life, this whole new freedom. And this is also in a positive way coming through to tell me you don't have to tell everybody the truth about yourself. In fact, if you go on vacation and you're never going to see these people again, why not have some fun with it? Tell a little yarn, tell a little story, have a little fun with it. Why do you have to make it so serious and real? Like, you can like make believe for this time period in your life. Like, that's coming through. And I've done that before, and it's so fun. Me and my partner love to do stuff like that. We don't take it too far. We're just a little silly. Like, one time we were out, and I'm a seamstress and I make my own clothes, but like, he told everybody he was the one that made the dress I was wearing, and then everybody was like, really? Oh my god. Like, freaking out at him. I'm like, okay, sure, you're a guy and you tell people you sewed my dress and they give you all this attention, but I tell people I sew my own clothes and they're like, oh cool. Oh, that's funny. So yeah, I just feel like there's with me with this reading, there's just a lot of laughter coming through as well. I feel like you're going to have a lot of good, happy times to look forward to. You're going to just be very satisfied. Your cup is going to runneth over, my love. Okay? So let's get you with that, let's get you a message from Ganesh and then a love message from this deck right here. Or Elephant Spirit, especially with this card, it says overcoming obstacles. The Elephant Spirit, you know, it's like taking away those boulders in the way of your path. Okay. Embrace for 11. Concentration number 9. Oh, yes. So nice. One thing is really coming through that is so powerful is I feel your mind is going to be released from anything that has really been occupying space. That just negative things maybe that are just bugging you, lowering your frequency, just not conducive of the path moving forward. And you're having this whole new level of concentration for the materials that's in front of you. If you're reading a book, your mind's not going to be trailing off like it usually does, which is a common, it happens. But I feel like just you're going to have more energy focused towards what is right in front of you instead of going too much in the past or too much in the future. You're going to be very present with yourself. And that is just such a gift. It really is, because I mean, it takes a lot of energy to get to that point. So maybe you've put a lot of energy into this. You know, you really embraced the fact that there is these things that you have to do, these steps you have to take in order to get to this next level. I'm seeing the castle as like this, you're storming the castle. You're at this next level. It's like boss level. I'm seeing it like a video game, like showing up at the castle, you know, ready to take on the boss. And it means like it's because you have so much built up for this, and whatever you're gonna do moving forward, it's like you have I feel like you have this energy right by your side, and in a very positive way, because when you can really embrace those, I'm seeing the scorpions as these negative lower frequencies, and then use those to transform, like stepping on something to get to something else, like using those obstacles and those boulders as actual steps to get to that next level. And that's how you got to that castle in the sky, I'm hearing. So it's like it might have been an idea that was very far-fetched, or maybe you couldn't tell anybody because you didn't want someone to ruin your manifestation, and you didn't want them to get in the way of what you were really trying to do. And there were some people that are on your side, and I feel like there's gonna be more people that are on your side. But this energy can be very positive in the fact that you're releasing, you're willing to do the work to feel the consciousness of what is holding you back, and then move through it. You're not going to go around it anymore. You're going to move through it. And with that, it is this huge release. And that is what keeps that mind now in this very tractor beamed focused. And oh, wow. Like, I'm feeling like maybe even with that, you might want to go back to school, because you know, sometimes when I feel like my mind is at this heightened stage, I'm like, man, this would be perfect to really actually learn math. I'm just terrible at math. So I'm always trying to like learn more and more, because I've never really understood the concept. And I keep it up. I try to keep it up little by little, especially when I do building projects. You know, I'll always make sure that I incorporate my math, and I double check and triple check, quadruple check. All right, let's go ahead and get you some astrology signs before we do the love message here. And the love message doubly with this, embracing who you are. Oof, I just feel this such a belonging. Like you're not trying to fit in. You're being yourself, and then therefore you're belonging. You must have probably watched my other video that I think it was just last week. I think that was last week's video about embracing some of Brene Brown quote about being who you are and fitting in, because, you know, if you want to actually belong, you have to be yourself, not wear that mask that everybody seems to want people to put on, but we're like, that's not my look. Okay, Cancer, nurture, comfort, and protect. House 7, profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnerships. Yep, we're in reading 2. House 3, early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. I just heard like school for that one. Like maybe someone's actually going to school for early childhood development or something like that is coming through. Maybe you're a very nurturing person, you're very motherly. That's a very good career choice for you, I'm hearing. But also, you know, this reading is about, you know, relationships and things like that. So profound relationships, very deep, intimate partnerships. This could even be friendships you've had a really long time, or just an intimate partner, a marriage, or just a very good friendship. You know, like I feel like sometimes we don't really see people that have like, especially same sex, like women or same sex men, it's like when they've been like partners in crime, like, so to speak, but also just like friends forever. Like it's just been like friends forever. And it's not like this, and people always want to put some other energy on it when it's this innocent, profound relationship. It's not, you know, it's not intimate in any physical kind of way maybe, but it's like, it's very powerful. And I feel like we shouldn't discount that energy, but also the intimate relationships you have as well. It's like, I'm just feeling like to honor those right now. I'm feeling like working as a team, working together to solve something that I'm seeing this like stick being disconnected. Like I'm feeling like you're working together to bring something to make it whole. Like, yeah, it almost looks like a rip in the fabric of this picture, like a portal, like ripping open, like this, through this mountain, like this long distance that you've gone, this long travel that you've gone. You're finally passing into the next stage, into the next level. I see these two birds. Yeah, there's something about this connection with another person is, you know, if you find that you are nurtured, comforted, and protected by this individual, and this is a new situation for you, this is saying those are the key words, those are the key things. You know, if you feel that they honor that part of yourself, that innocent part of yourself. And ooh, I have a side message for this, because last night me and my partner, we were kind of just, we have these moments where we kind of congratulate each other, or we give each other positive notes on like stuff that we've done, and then we're like checking in with each other, like how far we've come, this and that, and, you know, tooting our own horns, you know, giving ourselves some self-esteem boosters. And like I feel like we had said to each other that we're kind of in this young energy. We were both born on a new moon, and like I'm born on like almost a new moon, like, and he's born on the new moon, and we have kind of this energy of always kind of having a youthful, like light energy to us. And we've thought, even though we gotten older, we still kind of have this. So we've set up the situation for each other to have, like, he gets to have, you know, a lot of space for himself, I get to have a lot of space for myself, and we've let each other be that little prince or that little princess that we were. But we're still very much, you know, adults. It's just we allow each other to express and bring to life that character within us and nurture that side of ourselves, because it keeps us youthful, it keeps things happy, it keeps things light, it keeps our health going, and it keeps us like wanting to crave for life. Like I feel like that night, there's this quest that you have, this like yearning inside to move forward with passion in your life. And I'm feeling like to keep it light, you need to honor that inner child within you. You know, what does she or he really, really want, you know, to experience, and how you feel comforted in every moment. Yes, we have to do things we don't like to do when we get out of comfort, you know, occasionally. But to keep your health up, to keep your vibration up, you really need to be laser focused in on that energy of what is it that you can bring in to be okay, to accept happiness into your life. Because I feel like that's a side message too for all these groups, because that's our daily message is, you know, sometimes we get in our comfort zone because we don't know happiness, and our comfort zone may be unhappy. Like we're unhappy, but it's like we're comfortable being unhappy. And happiness is like scary because it's unknown territory. And it sounds silly to say it out loud, I guess, but it is very much true. And we do this. I've done this, you know, like I said about the guilt in group number 1. If you watch number 1, there's a message there if you want to go back. You know, we hold on to things and we make ourselves unhappy because we're guilty about something from the past. And I feel like there's this big release within this reading today that everyone's kind of having, and really having a feeling of, you know, more passion moving forward. And that's so lovely. All right, let's get to your love message. Okay, the love message so far is something about juggling. It could be juggling work, it could be juggling multiple people, but I'm feeling in this instance, since this is a love reading, we are talking about the balance that you have in your love relationship. So maybe we're finding that balance. So right now it feels like both of our hands are filled with a lot. Oh, lovers, wow. And 9 of Wands. So you may be afraid to take on, those of you entering into new situations, you may be afraid to make choices in love right now because of what's happened to you in the past. Maybe there was a lot of self-medicating going on with some things that, you know, wounds that we were healing. I'm feeling like also there was maybe a period of depression, anxiety. There was maybe some loss. And that's what's elevate. I feel like sometimes the dip in the energy might also be bringing up the energy right now, because that Ace of Cups is coming through to say there was this love offer that's coming through, and the Lovers is like, we're making choices about this. And the Two of Pentacles is like, what are you going to choose? Which side are you going to go with? I mean, how many times can you occupy your energy without, you know, really focusing in on something new that's about to change? I'm feeling like, you know, someone handing you something else to juggle. It's like, are you going to be able to take on this next thing while you're still doing all the things you're doing now? Because the 9 of Wands is making me feel like you need a resting period of time. And that's why I feel like that nurturing is coming through. And I'm also feeling like the relationships that you do have right now, to lean on those, because I feel like those are really going to help you through some energy here of what has been going on. And in the beginning, when I was shuffling out the tarot cards, I had to reshuffle because they were all over the place. And the first card that came out was the 3 of Swords in reverse. And I see this 3 coming through right here to give me this message that, you know, some of the things that have hurt us in the past, they may be a lasting thing. They may be lessons. They may be things that's like, okay, well, keep those into consideration, but don't let those be obstacles in your way from achieving true happiness and satisfaction. Okay? Because those maybe that have been deceitful and hurtful to us in the past, that can be a very strong energy that you carry with you, but you can't blanket that over everyone, because not everyone is like that one person. You may have just been given that one person as a lesson. That's what I'm hearing, okay? So I'm sending you lots and lots of love with this choice. You know, I know this is going to be difficult for you, so let's get you a last message here to end out your reading. The last messages. Okay. Walker on the wind. The raven shows the way. Be courageous. Change and chance can bring exciting wonders. The griffin. Be brave and fly above the clouds. The gnome of mushrooms and buttons. Seek stillness and joy. They are wise teachers. Lady of the lost. Give to others. Treasure life and all is magic. Yeah, I see that mothering energy coming through for you very strongly. You're going to be a very wise teacher if you aren't already. You know, some of these lessons that you're learning and the wisdom that you're applying to them could be very helpful to another person going through something that is very similar. All right, well, that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me in this energy. And if you feel so called and you'd like to come see me again, please subscribe and come out and see me again sometime. I usually do this on Saturdays, as my schedule has been for a while. I usually do 2 times a week, but this winter I'm only doing 1 time a week. So that is on my spiritual Saturdays. So if you want to come out and join me again, I do 6 p.m. is my uploading on those days. All right. Have a lovely rest of your day, and thank you again. Right? Bye-bye. Hello to those of you that selected this beautiful card here, group 3, number 12, with expectations. Don't seek anyone's approval. Yes, girl. Do not. Especially if you look like that. No, I'm just kidding. Like, she is so cute. Look, her cute little shoes. Yeah. I feel like there is lots of energy on your side, you know, lots of different realms as well of fairy magic. I'm feeling with this moon in the background here, the only thing that you can really put expectations on right now is the cycles of the moon. You know, they're always going to be there. They always are set in form. And just to go with that flow. And you also picked the number 3, and this is equaling up to number 3. But I'm also seeing the Hangman with this card. So I'm seeing like there may be a period of time where you need to stop and smell the roses, you know, pace yourself. All right, so let's go ahead and get some tarot for you. And we didn't really have a, distinct message of what we were gonna say today, but we were just gonna see what comes through, a little timeless message whenever you need to hear this, whenever you stumble upon this video, it is the perfect time. All right, do a better shuffle there. Those of you who may be starting something new, I feel like maybe you've been in a holding pattern for a while, getting all your ducks in a row, and now you're finally going to start putting in the work. I just got flashed the Page of Pentacles, so that's the message from that. All right. To those that need to hear, those that selected group 3. Card, an ending to something here. Scorpio energy as well, on the rise, on the transformation. 2 of Wands, 4 of Arrows, and the Star. All right, so that transformation is definitely going to be adding up to something very powerful. So I feel like in this card, you're still in the planning stages of something, and the 4 of Arrows is coming through to say, pace yourself, take your time. Like we said in this card, take a rest to contemplate. I'm also hearing, very long meditation, okay? Long meditations. And if that's difficult to get into that state, I'm hearing something about water coming through to calm you. maybe even water sounds while you're in this state of meditation to help you drown out your thoughts. Because you want to get into this state where you're really not thinking of anything and you're just actively resting and in still a state of being awake, but it feels more like this release of energy that you didn't really know that you were carrying, and you may feel a lot lighter afterwards, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, the star card, a lot of healing. If this is literal for you, anyone that's watching, I'm sending you lots and lots of love on your grieving journey. You know, it's a rough road, but every little bump that you encounter, although time will tell about how you're going to feel about that, just know that if you take it in and you observe and you wait and you watch and you look at things in a way that are maybe a little outside of your comfort zone to think of for a moment, just so that you can maybe see something from a perspective that you are biased against or something like that, that might really help. And although, you know, that might be triggering a little bit, because I feel like the death card is a very triggering type of energy, and we can all be in this state of denial. I'm hearing state of denial, and then kind of this state of a sadness, and then a numbness. So, and this doesn't have to just be literal death. You know, this happens at the end of a lot of big cycles in our life, and whatever cycle you're in, you know, it's like every time your year ends, it doesn't have to be lining up with the actual year you're in. You know, you could be in a summer type of energy in the middle of the winter. So I'm feeling that whatever cycle you're in right now, you're really evaluating all those stages of those, you know, grief stages that I was talking about a little bit. And this is what is about the planning I'm feeling. It's really just you focusing in on these different details so that you can answer some of the questions that may give you more resolute to how you're going to move forward. You know, I feel a lot of the time we're given pauses in our life, not for our punishment or anything like that, or it's not because we don't have all the skills or all the answers or all the stuff. It's just more hidden within us, and we're needing to kind of shed away something that's like a layer so that we can see that again. It's kind of like the ripple in the pond. I'm feeling it's like until that water is still and until you can find stillness, then, you know, you will have that healing. You will have that moment. You'll have that. I'm also feeling and just aligning with the right frequencies right now at this time are very powerful for you, because if you are in a state where other energy has become difficult for you to deal with because of someone else's situation, or a loss of something about someone else, or it could be a number of different things. There's just a period of time where you're going to go through where you need to just embrace that silence. And also, don't put any expectations on yourself, is what this card is saying, because right now isn't a time to really hit it hard with the energy. And I will never put that on anyone. I don't live a life like that. I would never tell someone to live a life like that. That is actually a life that I personally feel, and that has also been proven in studies, that is bad for your health. When you're under constant stress and push, your health will start to suffer eventually. You know, regardless of your age, you know, it might be a factor along the way, and you may just want to be one of those individuals that might incur health problems if you continue to push and stress yourself. And I think it happens to everyone, even if it's not totally evident on a CAT scan or any of the medical evidence. They can't look at it in your blood or anything like that. It could be a spiritual feeling. It could be just a heavy spiritual weight that you need to release off of you because you are holding on to energy that might not be yours. And it was very much attached to another person's energy. I'm hearing multiple people's energy. And that's why the star comes through. I feel like this internet energy, like you're someone who's a person of influence. Maybe you do push very hard to be this person. Maybe you're really out there, doing the marketing, doing the business, doing the creative, doing all the stuff that it takes to be this influencer person. And I take it very light. Like, I haven't really gotten into all the details, and I talked a little bit about this in group 2, but I just feel that if you want to be seen and you want to also be a part of what it is to heal, you need to give yourself a moment to be unseen, right? And that might mean pulling back a little while and letting maybe some of the other, if you're a content creator, letting some of that other content just come forward and maybe take a break for a bit. And I'll always recommend, because I made this mistake. I erased years of content. And I did it because I felt like I wasn't in a state of consciousness that I would have liked to have been, that I feel like I evolved to at my present moment. And I wanted to get rid of that. And I felt like that was a mistake, because I should have just held on to that and that be evidence that how much I've changed. And instead, I'm just this now. And you didn't really see how I was at the very, very beginning of my journey in like the year 2020 or 2019, I believe. But I feel like within you, there is this very big vibrato of star quality energy, and you are this light in a kind of a dark place. Like the internet, I'm seeing the internet can be a dark place sometimes for some other people. I don't really subscribe to things that are really that dark unless it's something that's like a murder mystery or something. I don't know. But like, I don't really get into like really dark energy of things. I try to avoid those kinds of things. But, I watch a horror movie here and there. I get into some dark content, but I'm just feeling like if you're only watching dark content, that can darken your world. So let's open up, let's let the light in, because I'm feeling like either there's a few of you watching this that have maybe gone through some stuff, some really heavy stuff, and you're wanting to know what's out there waiting for you in the world. You might be slightly hopeful, but also holding back because you don't know what is going to be receptive of you. And I'm feeling that the moment that you embrace everything about yourself that is unique about you, that is that moment where there's many, many people. There's many, many different types of people out there. There's many different energies out there. There's things to be a part of. I'm feeling like also creative endeavors. And there's lots of things to get yourself involved in that will help cushion a lot of whatever you're going through and start the healing process. One of the healing process in a lot of different therapy models is to engage yourself in some type of art activity. And it that physical act of meditating and physically making something, you're working through a lot. And sometimes I'll be creating something and I'll be tortured by some of my thoughts. And actually, I'm guided also to go back to that message I said in group number 1. If you are a Scorpio watching this, it's one thing that people don't really understand about us, or if you want to understand this about a Scorpio, is they often on the surface will appear fine, but then tortured just by very heavy thoughts. And that might appear to someone, like you're suppressing something, you're keeping something from someone, or you're not being genuine with your level of enthusiasm. But it just may mean that that person or you is heavy in thought, and to, you know, honor that they're in that energy, because they process things like, I feel like sometimes we are energy filters for emotional heavy energy, and whereas a lot of other astrological signs can keep it light, Scorpio just can hold on to stuff that can be so heavy and dense for other people can't even handle to talk about or even think about. So, you know, I would just say, if you are this person, you know, honor this about yourself. Give yourself that time, that energy to process what you're going through, what you're feeling, because I'm here to tell you, sister, brother, I'm on the same track here. I'm a Scorpio, and you know, some of those thoughts can be very challenging. That's why it's good for me to focus and do stuff like this, for myself and for others. And it really helps keep me on track. And, you know, being a part of the world, as I'm seeing, being a part of the world as a whole, you know, you're gonna experience the light and the dark aspects, is what I'm also hearing as well. And this is like, I'm seeing this card as you being this light in this dark forest. So don't let others, you know, taint that light in you. I also feel that as myself. It's like, what if I were to get some terrible comment, which I have not got? Everybody here is amazing and always says beautiful things. But what if there was that person who just was having a really bad day? You know, of course, I honor all comments. I honor everything that comes in. If you're feeling like you need to weird out on me because you need to express something, you know, you'll probably evaluate that about yourself later, is what I feel when people do stuff like that. But you know, it's no need for you to really get dragged into other people's dark energy, is what I'm hearing from Spirit for you for today. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get you some more messages from this deck that kind of goes with these guys here, the little oracle messages. All right, for those that selected group 3, what do they need to hear with their message also today? Wolf and rose hips, guardianship. Rooster and sunflower, communication. And the butterfly and sundrop, or snowdrop, hope. Oh, that's so cute. Because I have snow all outside here in my window. Snowdrop. This was more of a snow dump. Alright, so interestingly enough, I did talk about the wolf briefly, I believe in group 2, and they got the coyote, and I was feeling the wolf as being this very, I'm feeling in your energy, so you're getting into this, you're going to be first. The rooster's also showing me, I'm the one, I'm first, I'm on top of it, I get on top, and I crow. Yeah, so I'm feeling like the coyote was like the last one that comes in and cleans up, you know, the last mess, because he doesn't want to be with the big apex predators and the giant raptor birds that come. But the wolf, you know, comes through in the first of it. He's the one probably that even took the animal that died down, you know, to even be food for everybody. So I feel like you have a very heavy burden on your shoulders to be this very strong character, this very developed character, this person who has to be responsible. You have to wake up in the morning, you have to get the things done, you have to evolve and change and go through that painful process that it takes to, you know, change yourself from whatever maybe you had come from. You had to reprogram a lot of your energy. And I always find that group 3s, you know, group 2 is about relationships. Group 3 is a heavy spiritual communication, and almost like this vortex that I get into, because I feel very drawn into the spiritual energy that has been now created here in my space. And then what happens is group 3, you guys are the real change makers. the real influencers, the people who are willing to do the hard work that it takes to take that journey within your energy field, and then maybe even as a physical journey, and go there mentally and hold space for others and hold energy for others that is more of light, of something maybe that they're not experiencing. So they are flocking to your light. They're flocking to experience what you have to offer them. And I feel like maybe you're not always, it's not always easy for you to maintain this vibration because you take on the world, you take on so much. Oh, I'm feeling so heavy in my chest about you, about this feeling. And I'm feeling like whoever's watching this reading really needs to hear that you do not have to take the weight of the world on, that the world is supposed to support you underneath your feet. It is not supposed to weigh upon you. So it's saying to release these energies of needing intense approval, and release. There's something that you need to just take a deep breath. I'll take a deep breath with you. That's why I believe this card came through today as our card of the day. You know, that love, that comfort, that happiness. That's something that we should maintain and offer ourselves every day, because that is a higher step into your vibration. It's a higher step into being enlightened and being conscious of this life that you're experiencing, so that you can really experience it and not be weighed down by something that is someone else's dream, is someone else's energy, because you were meant to rise to a very powerful energy and become something that a lot of people around you do not fully understand and cannot maybe commit to as well. And you've been gifted with this, maybe even burdened with this at times, it feels, but I think ultimately keeping that joy and seeing yourself in that space as being this very loved and taken care of person who has things to appreciate around them, because they are so loved by all the energies and the connections that they have with, I'm feeling like, everything, you know, all the whole of earth, all the creatures, all the plants, all the energies, all the people, everything in this space that you live in wants to support your happiness. And you just have to accept it, take in its aroma, I'm hearing, and you will be pleasantly surprised. All right, so let's get you a message here from Ganesh or the elephant spirits to remove any obstacles that we have. These go together too. This is hope and hope, very much. I feel like there is having hope, you know, it could be a very powerful energy. You know, there's the energy of faith, there's the energy of hope, and I know that saying that that I've heard before about the two, but I feel yeah, personal transformation, yeah, for sure. That this is a big deal for you. No longer are you, you know, putting those unhealthy expectations on yourself, is what I'm hearing. Joy, yes, this is what I've been talking about this whole, pretty much for every reading now, I have brought up the idea that joy is one of the 7 levels of enlightenment. So it's so important in this personal transformation that you're undergoing right now to see everything from the macrocosm to the microcosm, for the inside of you to the outside of everything else. It's really good to like really broaden your opinions, your horizons, the things that you feel that are stuck ideas. Maybe we need to re-examine those so that you can set yourself free and see the joy that is within choices that you wouldn't even make. Okay. All right, let's get you some astrology signs here, or whatever is coming through with these cards. Okay, we have mutable, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. Surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. We have square, a challenge situation, a mountain to climb. And the house for culture and family roots, home, peace, and comfort. Yes, I really feel just like group 2, I feel like right now is a time for us to really find comfort, especially if you live in the northern hemisphere and you're in that winter energy. You know, just get yourself a nice cozy fluffy blanket. This is, you know, here on display for our background today, but this is probably going to become a throw, because I went to a thrift store and got this huge bag of this green fur that made me think of the Grinch. And I was like, instantly I wanted to make pants with it because I love making big fluffy pants for the winter, so I'm super cozy and warm. But I had so much of it that I was like, I could make a whole like comforter for my bed out of this. I was like, that would be sweet. So that's our little motif for today. But I do feel like coziness, comfort, that blanket magic energy, you know, just really getting into being comforted, because I feel like whatever is up ahead, whatever is, you know, this challenge that you have to face with your life. And I feel like if you are, going back to that message, if you are a Scorpio, sometimes, you know, we take the road less traveled. We have this thing where we want to go uphill for some reason and take on that challenge because we're thinking, oh, well, this equals the bigger reward. This is more power. This is more control. This is more connection. You know, this is more of something. Because I feel like there's this infinite like yearning, and it just, I feel like sometimes there's maybe some things you don't have to do. There's some like challenges that are, I like to say, now that I'm a little older, I like to say what like old people used to say is, that's a young man's game. Like, I think of that. Like, I think like that's a young person's game. Like, I'm not all trying to get all like into those kinds of things. And that could be just a various, you know, that's a blanket statement for me. But I just feel like right now is a time to really surrender into this welcoming of this change. And I feel like maybe there's a change within your home, a change within your family dynamic. There's something to do with that. And it's really, these cards are asking you to, even in times of these communications, you know, maybe even these feelings where you want to be guarded or you want to really defend something, that, you know, remember also that you need to maintain your peace and stay in that fluid state, because to lower your vibration just to get your point across, I feel, is not your vibe at this moment. I'm feeling like you need all the energy that you can surmount because you are taking on this challenge. I feel like this is also this message with the sand through hands. I know this is probably water, but a message with sand through hands is coming through with that as well. You know, whatever you're holding on to, make sure you hold on to it with a very light, attentive touch, because if you hold on to something too tightly and you grasp it too tightly and you're too firm or too strict or too rigid with your choices or your examples right now of how to have your energy flow, and you feel really stressed out, that energy can be very contagious to other people around you, and therefore it could really disrupt the flow of whatever you're really trying to do here with this communication, whatever you're, you know, going towards. So I feel like there's definitely a goal in mind. Definitely a goal in mind. Maybe there's even a wish set in place that yeah, I'm just feeling this is all like looking like together. Look at this. It's like, go with that flow. Surrender to whatever is welcoming in your energy. What is pulling your energy in, or what is stopping you in your tracks to just be, just, I'm feeling just calm the energy down, because I'm feeling like there's a lot of intensity and a lot of things that maybe you've been up against recently. So let's go ahead and get you a love message here. Right, what is a love message for those that selected group 3? All right, we have the 3 of Swords, the High Priestess, and the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, moving into the 3 energy. Lots of 3s. 3, 3, 3. The message of 3, 3, 3. Perfect. Okay, so what's coming through here so far is that you're about to get into a very, very opportunistic, I'm hearing opportunities flowing. Be in an opportunistic mindset. Be willing to take the opportunities that flow to you, that actually keep this energy of, you being in motion, of maybe a positive change. And I'm also seeing whatever is creating more peace or going to make things more efficient for you, make things a little easier for you. I would take on, I'm also hearing equip yourself for this mountain. Equip yourself. So I'm also hearing if you need to make any type of purchase with the 3 of Pentacles for this thing that you're maybe doing a collaboration, and you need to get a new camera for your content creation, or you need to make that some kind of big investment. I'm hearing that that might be a good choice at this time, or when you can, when you're in the position to be able to do this, that would be a good welcoming change. And maybe you're also kind of surrendering to this because you have tried to keep it pretty low tech, and now you're like, well, I kind of can't, like I have to make this purchase because I've gotten to this certain level, I feel, with this. And now your accomplishments are starting to be recognized a little bit more. And also I'm seeing that maybe there is a connection to something about esoteric teachings online as well, or maybe you offer a lot of people information that they have a hard time finding on their own, because this is something that you can't really find. It's more of an intuitive information, kind of like this card reading right here. So you might even also be a content creator who reads cards as well. And maybe I even watch you. I don't know. I watch a lot of card readers. So 3 of Swords is also telling me that you are dropping those old stories of yourself. I feel like the 3s are really showing me that you're really trying to lighten up the energy in general, because this one, it always gives you that very feeling of the cups, because it's like a very cup-filled energy, but it's supposed to be like the opposite, where it's like there is no water and there's no love in the situation. It's just all up in your head. It's all mental pain at this time. So I feel like back to that message of this is, I think, from group 2, if you are tortured with negative thoughts, do your gratitude list. Do what are you appreciative for? I know this sounds corny. I was frustrated the first time I heard it myself, but it is an amazing energy changer. It will really set the stage for you to have a new positive form of communication inside of your mind, rather than something that is kind of leaving you in a space where you might be thinking of the past. Okay. All right, so as far as love goes with this message, I wasn't really getting very much other than you've had your heart broken. You're very aware now at this time, and you're not going to be somebody who is taken advantage of moving forward. And these 3-3 messages also giving me, like, there's someone watching this that is interested in a three-way relationship, or a 3-way situationship, or something like this. Also, maybe you might be polyamorous or any of those other labels that they put on everything, whatever. I'm not somebody who really likes the labels, but you know, how do I communicate it to you without actually having a word to describe it? So I'll try, right? I'm also hearing gender fluidity with this card as well. So if someone's watching that is having a hard time defining themselves, I feel like, don't worry, babe, you're gonna be right in line with this like next 10-year generation. There's gonna probably be way more energy on that kind of thing, and it's gonna just be the norm. And right now it's like, oh well, we have to define it, but you know, later it's just gonna be like common day. So I wouldn't sweat it too much. Okay, all right, just keep that joy, that love that you have inside of you. Like I said with this card today, love, comfort, happiness, those are our main focuses. That's what we really want to hone in on. And when we can vibrate in that state, we can be a tractor beam for love, right? And that can be a love in so many different forms, because that is the vibration and the portal to bring in another person into your life, or bring any other energy into your life that you put that passion and that energy towards, that really makes you feel joyful. So let's get you some last messages here to end out your reading. For those that select group 3, what do they need to hear for their last messages? Okay. All right, we have the Autumn Fae. Go slowly and listen closely for the words of the tree's spirits. I like that. Seed spells create your story. It is the most potent form of magic. The Forest Walker, keep courage, be gentle. Owl Song, whisper secrets to the moonlight, find strength in stillness. The Silent One, watch the shifting shadows and be a caretaker of silence. Yes, silence and stillness meditation, that's coming through from the Fae very strongly here. So I feel within that lots and lots of healing. Well, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me in this energy. And if you feel so called, come and see me again sometime. All right, bye-bye.